The women's game have got it absolutely nailed on. As fans, we go to football, VAR decision occurs, and we have no idea what's going on. But the women have trialled it. It worked perfectly. The referee looks at the screen and then goes and announces to the crowd in American football style what has happened. It happened in the final of the World Cup, and it is brilliant. This is what we need. And this is going to then help people to understand the decisions that referees are making.
100%. Now, what really frustrates me, like we went to the ground at the weekend, we watched a game of footy. You have no idea what the referees are looking at, apart from a delayed decision going, we're looking at offside, we're looking at a potential penalty, but what's happening and why? And you know what, even worse, with all the technology that we have today, even when you watch it at home, you still have no idea. So talk me through it. You watched this in the women's game, what happened?
So there was a penalty shout, basically, and it was referred to VAR. They went over to have a look at it. It was for handball. I think it was Kira Walsh, moved towards the ball with her arm. It wasn't given in play. Goes and has a look on the screen. Comes out away from the screen and goes, VAR decision, overturning decision, handball in the box, penalty. That's all we need to know.
Yeah.
That's all we need. As fans, we just need to know.
Just to clarify, she turned the microphone on.
She had a microphone. She announced it to the stadium. That's all we need to know. We saw it with Lauren James when she stamped on the player. She was given a yellow card. They were told to refer it. They go back on the pitch, on the microphone, yellow card revoked, upgraded to red card for violent conduct. Boom, off you go. It makes it so much better. This has to be the next step for the men's game. I'm glad that they've tried
Why
it at
isn't
the
it
World
now?
Cup.
Why are they not trialing this now? Surely it doesn't take a lot to bloody just trial this. Because as a fan, the reason why I get more frustrated is I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea what's influencing the decision. And there's that whole time of, like, we've seen it, you know this, but when you're just there, you sat there in silence, like, what do I do? Whereas if there was a communication, and that should have just been from the outset. Because we're just seeing VAR make stupid decisions and we're not understanding why. I mean, there's 3 at the weekend.
Yeah. I mean, 3 I think is being fair.
I mean, the only time we've got 4 is 3.
Yeah. So the first one we're gonna look at is the McAllister red card. Now, on the outset, you go high foot, but actually the opposing player's foot is also in the air. So
it's not a planted leg, is it?
No. So the point that I think was made and I think should be made is if that foot's on the floor, it's just on the top of his foot.
Yeah.
It's probably not a red card. It's a yellow at best.
Because arguably his foot's in the air, so his foot's in the air.
Yeah, and it was, again, almost down that endangering a player route. But, again, we don't know why it's been given. We just know it's a red card for arguably high foot, that we've seen. But, for me, very soft. Dermot Gallagher was on Sky Sports, again, saying it's soft. Like, I just think there's so much going on that within football and the standard of referee, and we've spoke about it in a couple of videos now, that something's got to change and we need to be informed more, and that's where them trialling this at the Women's World Cup may help.
Surely doesn't need a trial, just bring it in.
You know what football's like.
You just need a bloody microphone.
Yeah, mate, I'm with you.
Science.
I am with you.
But what I don't get is, right, the Premier League is worth fortunes, right? Why can't they look at the American football model? We've seen this violent conduct or unfair play against number 7 or number 6. Yeah. Boom, done. Takes 2 seconds. And the fans would feel more involved in the decision. Okay, also, the one that comes to mind for me is Romero. How that wasn't a penalty, and why I get frustrated is the fact that last year, anything outside the silhouette of the body was a penalty. Now it's if it's in a natural position.
But then what makes this even more so, or go into this a little bit deeper, is you could argue that his arm was in an unnatural position because it was up, but it was because of the proximity of the ball, how close the ball was. Look, there's all this like...
But if that was given by the ref, that wouldn't have been overturned, I feel.
This is the thing.
That's the bit that frustrates me.
There's all this like clear and obvious error, and Neil Warnock said it right, that it's all well and good saying that, but actually there's got to be a time where we say black and white. Penalty, no penalty. Do you know what I mean? Or no penalty. You've got to look at it. You can't just go, well, is it clear and obvious? I mean, it could be given as a red card. Yeah, it could, but is it a red card?
Do you know what I would do? And this is how I think about it, and this might be controversial, but no VAR allowed inside the box, right? Only allow VAR outside the box.
That is controversial.
Just let it be the referee's decision inside the box.
That's never going to happen. Can you imagine the uproar? I think... Wow. I was not expecting that. VAR is in you could argue it's still in its infancy. And am I being a bit lenient with them?
You're
Maybe.
being way too lenient.
But you're right in what you say. You have to look at other models. They do. American football have done it for a while. Basketball have done it for a while. Rugby have done it for years. Cricket have got the TMO. There needs to be more communication. There needs to be more black and white, less grey areas in the rules. Because
let's be honest, refereeing is shit.
Wow.
It is. VAR is shit.
Put it this way. They aren't covering themselves in glory the first 2 weeks of the season. We've had so many dubious decisions, and you're always going to have a matter of opinion around these things. But even this Sablodsai, I've butchered that name, penalty for Liverpool.
Never.
It looked soft. Was it in the box? Just outside the... It was in the box, sorry, but it's like right on the corner of the box. He's gone over dead easy. If it was someone else, would it be a foul? There's too much grey area. And I think they need to not look at things slowed down, arguably, unless it's obviously high on the knee or like high foot. It shouldn't be slowed down because it looks worse than it is. They need to get a player in there to say, no, look at how soft it is. He's died.
We had this the other week.
Yeah.
Players, why were they going to do it?
But it's something that has to change. It's something that has to be looked at. They need to take that from the women's game for me and get it in straight away because it's brilliant. If I'm in the stadium, whether I agree or not, I know why they've made that decision.
You're part of the whole thing, don't
100%. Because then everyone's always going to have an opinion. I'm always going to think, no, it's not a red card. You might think, yeah, it is a red card, but at least I know why it's been given. It's been given for violent conduct. It's a penalty because of the player moving towards the ball for a handball. Just let us know what's going on.
Yeah.
It's fine for people at home. They can see it all. We can't. I'm sat on the ground. I've got no idea. Let us know what's going on. The refereeing does need to improve. Not sure. I think you a very strong opinion on it, but I agree. It needs to improve, and this has to come in sooner rather than later.
Guys, thanks so much for watching today's video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell. And if you are enjoying these videos, share it with some of your mates. We'd love to hear what their opinions are too.